Hey guys, and today we're gonna make customs from the Thrawn Trilogy, Heir to the Empire, Dark Force Rising, and The Last Command. This is gonna be an all-encompassing showcase from all of the books, and let's get right into this. Let's talk about some of the first characters that show up, and of course, first we're gonna focus on Thrawn. Thrawn spent a lot of time perfecting and creating his plans, making them super elaborate and intricate, and that probably took a lot of hard thinking from him. But you know what doesn't require a lot of hard thinking? Subscribing to the channel. Which really baffles me why 95% of my audience does not do that. It literally only requires the click of a button. It helps out the channel immensely. Thank you guys. Who uses the official figure from the Ahsoka sets. There's not really much we can upgrade aside from using epaulets from some pirate sets, or maybe giving him white gloves, because on the cover of The Last Command he does have white gloves. The easiest to do is just to leave this official figure as is, but I am gonna give him an Isalamiri to protect him from Jorah's Cybioth. If you're wondering, this is Gator Loki from Sylvie from the first LEGO Marvel CMF series. Rook over here uses the face from a Klatooinian Raider, although you could use Pal's face from Rogue One. I think that also works. With medium nougat arms and dark brown hands, the torso from Rocket Raccoon for both Guardians Volume 2 and Infinity War, black short legs, and a 1x1 minifigure neck bracket piece with a 1x1 light bluish gray clip, and the staff from Rey, except I just took out one of the lightsaber hilts to make it slightly shorter. And he also has a knife with which to kill Thrawn. And here Pelion is left using the torso and hat from Tala Durith, although you could use any Imperial officer torso, and the face from Alfred Pennyworth with dual molded dark bush on top, black on bottom legs. Bonus points is you can find the torso that has his exact rank. Luke Skywalker uses the flipped around torso and legs from James Bond with light nougat arms, and the left hand is light nougat, but his right hand is black to represent his glove over his mechanical hand, with the head, hair, and lightsaber from 3 different versions of Luke Skywalker, all in sets from 2023 to 2024, and one of these figures with this exact same combo of pieces that I just talked to you about is gonna come in the $1,000 Death Star. Here are Luke, Leia, and Han. Luke is in his tunic from the start of Dark Force Rising, and he ironically uses the legs from Anakin Skywalker, the torso from Trudgeon from the Knights of Ren, and the cloak and hood from Palpatine with the face from Luke Skywalker. And Leia uses the face from Leia with this dark brown braided hair, a blue lightsaber, the torso from Sinestro from LEGO DC, a yellow belt, and the legs from Cole from Sons of Garmadon with the light nougat hands. Han Solo, who's fallen to the floor over here, is just the official Han Solo from Yavin 4, but I threw on the older Han Solo face and hair. Chewbacca just uses a regular Chewbacca figure, but I gave him a red translucent stud to represent blood that he gets when he is attacked by Kabrak. You could add some studs to the bottom of his feet just so he's slightly taller, but I already think his head mold is just about tall enough when compared to other characters like Luke Skywalker. Here is C-3PO and R2-D2. C-3PO is just the newer on-printed version. He is not altered, but I do think that you could give him the version with the dual molded leg. Meanwhile, R2-D2 has a third leg build that uses this gray superhero stand piece with this piece here that comes on the front of most port builds. Jorah's Cybioth uses the legs from Ezra Bridger from Ahsoka with the torso from Hawkman from DC. The swimsuit Batman torso could work, but this one also works very well with dark brown arms, light nougat hands. The face from General Dodonna with Misako's hair from Ninjago, which looks kind of funny because of the braid in the back, but from the front I think it works relatively well, and I think the hair from Gandalf the White or Saruman could both work very well. Speaking of which, the beard comes from Gandalf, but I got this one specifically from the Temple of Fujitsu Ninjago set with a gunmetal gray hilt and a red lightsaber blade, and this cape here from the Luke Skywalker's Octo Training Island, which is relatively ironic, and he also gets this little piece here that's supposed to represent Force Lightning because I don't have an official LEGO Palpatine minifigure. Luke Skywalker in his bathrobe from the start of Heir to the Empire uses the torso and legs from Hutchins from the LEGO Ninjago Temple of Resurrection with one light nougat hand and one golden hand. And since I wanted to give him a New Republic mug for him to drink coffee out of, I couldn't because that doesn't exist, so I just had to settle for a TVA mug. If you want to give Leia a blaster instead of a lightsaber, I gave her this custom blaster that I think may come from Brick Arms, but it is available on some knockoff minifigures, and that's where I got it from. Here's Mon Mothma. While LEGO LEGO has made an official LEGO Mon Mothma figure in 2009. That figure is very outdated. It is frankly an abomination. To throw back to some of that retro look, I did give her a white cape, and you could always give her that Anakin Skywalker hair to throw back a little bit. I didn't do that. I gave her the hair from one of the members from the BTS set, and she uses the face from Thena, which is more reminiscent of the Genevieve O'Reilly interpretation, but the torso and dress are both from Leia from the episode 4, which nicely and unfortunately transitions us over to Borsk Phalia, and he uses the flipped around torso and legs from Tina Goldstein from the first LEGO Harry Potter collectible minifigure series, dark bush gray hands, and the head from Rocket Raccoon, which may look very funny, but you guys don't see the vision. You see he has ears, he has some fur on top of his head, he has some fur on his cheeks, and he has kind of the shape of the head, not really. He has like the shoulder armor, but let's be honest, does Borsk Phalia really deserve any mention at all in this video? I mean, including him in a showcase was daring enough. Let's continue with Garmbel Iblis and Senna Lakefold. Garmbel Iblis uses the torso from a Klatooinian Raider with the arms from Darth Vader and some legs from a firefighter from Lego City, light nougat hands that match the face from Jedi Vader from the Dark Falcon, the hair from General Dodonna to get a very swooshy look. While the pauldron is very big, it was big on Captain Rex anyway, so it works. And Senna Lakefold uses the hair from Hunter and the face from Wonder Woman. I really wanted to give her longer hair, but I wanted to give her the bow tie from Bruce Wayne for the Lego Batman movie, representing a turtleneck even more, so that's kind of what won. With the torso from a Jawa, black arms, light nougat hands, a black pistol, and the legs from a First Order TIE pilot. It was about time we talked about Mara Jade. I already did a tutorial on a very similar figure, but this one also gets black hands and an olive green cape from a Mandalorian from the Mandalorian Battle Pack from 2020. This blaster that is very common on Mandalorian minifigures with a black lightsaber blade. I think it works pretty decently for her blaster in universe from some reference pictures I found. If you want to know how to build the rest of her, you can check out the video I made. Here is Mara Jade when her and Luke goes to rescue Talon Karrde from the Empire, and she just uses a TIE pilot body with the same face as before and a ponytail hairpiece from the Lego Ninjago Temple of Air Jitsu. And speaking of Talon Karrde, here he is with his squad, and he uses the hair from TVA Loki, the face from Tony Stark, the torso from Build a Minifigure, the hips from the Mandalorian, with the legs from Wild Style from the Lego Movie 2 CMF series, with a silver pistol that I got from the Mandalorian Forge. Aves is very underrated, so I made two versions of him. The first one uses the legs from Cole from the Ninjago Seed Gardens, with the torso from Clutch Powers and his satchel with dark brown hands, the face from Gar Saxon, Lloyd's hair from before the Lego Ninjago movie, Mara Jade's pistol without the lightsaber blade. But the other Aves version uses this dark bluish gray beanie. He doesn't have his jacket, so I gave him the torso from a Rebel crew member with medium nougat hands, the face from Hawkman, and I gave him different pocket legs. And Gent uses the hair from the BTS set, one of them anyway, with the torso from Yavin Celebration Luke Skywalker, dark tan mid legs, and the face from the Lego Batman movie Batman. I sharpied his eyes blue to make it more accurate to the movie. You don't have to do that, however, I just wanted his headband. Winter uses Tina's legs from Eternals, warm tan hands, the torso from Celebration Leia, which is the same place where Gent's torso came from earlier, and she uses the face from Tala Dorith to match the color of her hands, and she has the bow tie from Alfred Pennyworth to kind of represent a color, and I think it actually turned out pretty well. Some people depict her with short hair, and some people depict her with long hair. I gave her this ponytail from Harumi from the Temple of Resurrection, which is kind of a rare piece, I think, but there's actually a different Harumi hair that comes in more sets that I just don't have, and it actually works better if you want to depict her with long hair. Basically, the Heir to the Empire comic adaptation, Lando has a tan jumpsuit with a dark tan jacket on top, but I saw a reference image that has him with a tan trench coat on top of a dark tan jumpsuit. So that's obviously what I gave him here, using the torso and legs from General Dodonna. And you may notice that I actually gave him a cape, which isn't in either of these depictions, but it comes from Episode 9 Lando, which is where my only Billy D. Williams head comes from, so I had to use the face and hair from Grief Karga. I think both of those pieces work, and obviously I gave him reddish brown hands to match. I absolutely love the way Wedge Antilles turn out.
Only a Sith deals in absolutes.
because he's so simple. He just uses a Rebel pilot body, although there is the more detailed one for the UCS X-Wing. This one is serviceable, and he also uses the face and hair from some of the members from the BTS set. This face doesn't quite work, but this, I think, works very well, and the hairpiece is just perfect. And I also have this headpiece from a pilot from the Yavin 4 set. It's not accurate to Wedge Antilles, and the official Wedge Antilles figure only ever wears a helmet, so I decided to give him this unmasked face. That figure only appears in 2 sets, the Assault on Hoth and a 4+ set from 2020. Niles Ferrier uses Jay's hair from the Ninjago movie, the face from Wrecker with nougat hands to match, tan arms, the torso from Finn from episode 9 with TV Loki's legs, and a Harry Potter one piece to represent a cigar. Here are the Nogu Matriarch and Kabarak. Uses black short legs with the torso from Grafe Karga, and a dark blue hood piece with the face from a Platooning Raider. Meanwhile, I didn't have enough Platooning Raider heads to go around for the Nogri, so I had to give the Nogri Matriarch a different face from a Wolf Mask Claw Warrior from Ninjago, but since you don't see the dark blue base when this hood from a Dementor is covering it, I actually think it turns out pretty well. And considering they worship Darth Vader, I think this torso from Anakin Skywalker from 2020 is very much acceptable. She also has 2 headlight bricks underneath of her to have her sitting down like the characters in Rivendell, and she also has a 1x2 light bluish gray plate to represent her feet, and she also has black arms with black hands. Let's show you how to build her throne. Let's expand our Imperial fleet, starting with General Koval, who uses the torso from Darth Dev, dark bluish gray arms and legs, black hands, and I give him dark bluish gray binoculars, the face from Gilgamesh from the Eternals, and a hat piece from Trudgeon from the Knights of Ren, even though an ATS driver head could also work. Besides, I also added a couple of stormtroopers here, and this is Commander Prodigy from the 2024 Star Destroyer, though he could just represent any sort of commander, and honestly, I kind of intended this guy to be the junior lieutenant who fails at capturing Luke, but of course junior lieutenants have gray suits, and I already used one of those for Pelion, so my hands are tied here. I know y'all been waiting for this one. This is Luke Skywalker with the torso, legs, and lightsaber from episode 3 Obi-Wan, the black cape from Darth Rey, and the head and hair from Luke Skywalker. And that's it for today. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe, and bye guys.